All right. We are back live. Gonna give everybody a few minutes to get in here. All right. What's going on? What's going on? All right. Just kind of straighten up a little bit here before we get going. See, we have 0 people. Clock 2.5 minutes before we get going. All right. What's going on, everybody? We gave it 2.5 minutes. We're gonna wait a little bit here before we get going. Trying to make sure I did it here. Gimli Fantasy Good. That's 40. All right. So before that, what we'll do is we'll set up 36 here. Cards that are in question. All right, I got 3 of us. So got about another minute and 20 seconds before we get going here. Gonna do break 36 first. Just kind of setting them all up. We'll zoom in when it's time to actually do the randoms. All right. Get centered here. There we go. So, New York and Boston. Fantasy hockey leaders. My cards are out of order here. So that should be here. All right. Just kind of doing some administrative things first here before we get moving. It's fantasy hockey leaders. Be 2. There we go. Red Wings. All right. So there's our timer. So basically what we have is our first card here, which is the Boston versus New York. Our Boston versus New York. Our 2 people, this is break 36 we're talking about here. So it's 82-83 Islanders versus Boston. So that's Will is Dope versus David Bird. I don't want to say versus, but that's the 2 buyers. And what we're going to do here is I've already got the names listed into random.org. Will and David. And so first we're going to do a dice roll. And dice roll is 1. Unfortunately, it's 1 time. So we will head over here to random. And I can't see on the camera. Not sure if you guys are going to be able to see it too well, which you guys aren't. But the first random for the Boston versus New York, 1 time. And let's click it here. There we go. Is David Bird. So Bird will get card 1. Circle the winners here. Okay. So our card 2. So that one's done. Our card 2 was the Fantasy Hockey Leaders. Now for the Fantasy Hockey Leaders, for these 6, we have Penguins, Red Wings, Flames. Joe Mullen played a lot for the Blues, Penguins, and Bruins, so I have all 3 of those. With Nichols, I have the Kings, Rangers, Oilers, and Ducks. He did a lot on both. And then Blackhawks, and then also the Sharks. He played for a lot of teams, equal amounts just about. And then I have Hextall for the Flyers. So that puts it down between Shockey, Daryl, Chris Hetwer, Bird, Battlehawks, Sean Geo, Jason S383, Skinneth, Snake Doc, and Bird a couple more times for the various teams. But I've got these guys already loaded into random.org as well. So let me go to that over here. And we already did that one. So we have these. We'll roll the dice here again. Hopefully better than one this time. We get one again. Wow. All right, one again. This is a bigger list. So for the Fantasy Leaders card, that is going to go to Battlehawks. That is going to Battlehawks to Richie. So Fantasy Leaders goes to Battlehawks as the winner. Just writing that down. All right, so that was this card. Will go to Richie. And then for our final two cards from 36, we had Terry Sawchuk and Glenn Hall. Both, all their time, majority of the time, was for the Red Wings. So and they're obviously in their red jerseys here. That's going to go to the Red Wings for this card, which I believe is Daryl. I can just double check here real fast for break 36. Red Wings. Yes, to Daryl. So I think that's the easiest one with that for this one. And then for the final card from break 36, it was Horton, Bjorge, Salming, and Wendell Clark. All three, majority of the time, were for the Leafs, Maple Leafs. So that'll go to AJ Fredrickson, had the Leafs in that one. So makes it fair for Horton, Bjorge, Salming, and Wendell Clark to go to the Leafs on that one. So that kind of wraps up break 36. For break 40, let me get these cards in order to my notes here. Let's see, 40, so I have Messy Coffee and Oilers, and card 2. Montreal, Toronto, go that way. Okay, so we got them backwards. All right, we got them good here. So first card here was Messier and Coffee. Both looks like the Oilers jerseys. A lot of time with the Oilers. We're going to go with the Oilers on that one. So that should be an easy one. And in break 40, the Oilers, let's see, that was Dave Jockey. I'm probably saying your name wrong, buddy, but it's your card. You had the Oilers. So Coffee and Messier for that one. That's an easy one. Put that there. Now, the second one was the Montreal versus Toronto in Game 7 of the 64 semifinals. So 64 semifinals, Game 7. Montreal was AJ Pricey, and Jason S383 had Toronto. So we will bring that up here, which we had that one done. So Pricey and Jason, I'm not going to say a number this time because I've said it the last two times. But here we go, rolling it around. We got 2. We're going with low numbers. So low numbers over here for the Game 7 card. We have 1, and again, we have Jason S383 for that card. So let me circle him there. Jason S383. For the Alexander McGinley, which was kind of a confusing one here, looked him up as well. He's got it looks like the Kings purple and silver, but his jersey here looks like the Sabres old school, or possibly the Canucks. It looks more like the Sabres to me, but what we're going to do for this one is I looked up all 4 teams that he played for, just to be fair. So he played for Sabres, Canucks, Devils, and Leafs. And Sabres was Shu 1323, Canucks was Sean Geo, Devils was AJ Fred, and Leafs was Jason S383. I think that's only fair because the colors here look really weird, and this could be the Sabres or the Canucks jersey from a little while ago. So that's what we're going to do for this one, is a 4-way for this one. And got it all up on random already. So I've got Shu, Sean Geo, AJ Fred, and Jason on this one. Roll the dice. We got a 6. So 6 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Sean Gio. So Sean Gio is getting the Alexander McGinley card. And our last card was this monster of the fantasy leaders. So this had 6 jerseys on one side, and I have the slug here protecting the back. But basically, it was Grant Fuhr, Ovechkin, Messier, Teemu Selanne. Then who else do we have? Larry Robinson, Phil Housley, Guy Lafleur, Jágr, Billy Smith, John Bellevue. Who else? I got Larry Robinson, Leach, LaPierre. So 12 guys total on this card. And for this one, it was the Oilers was Jockey, Caps was Bird, Messier, Oilers, Jockey. Salami I have down for the Ducks. That's what he's known for, was Bird. Canadians was AJ Pricey. Rangers for Leach was Kruppy 74. Jágr and the Pens for Jockey. Billy Smith and the Islanders with Bird. Bellevue Canadians. Lafleur Canadians for AJ Pricey. Housley with the Sabres for Shoe 1323. And then Larry Robinson with the Canadians for AJ Pricey. So I got all those names listed in as well. Gonna roll the dice. Got a 4 spot, and bring it over here real fast. We just did this one. So our last one here, I got everybody's names in there. So 4 times, we will go once, twice, 3 times, and the 4th time is AJ Pricey. So Pricey's going with the 12 way. And so with that, guys, I know there's only like 3 of you watching. Trying to be as fair as I can. We have 3 boxes of Leaf left. I don't see myself breaking Leaf after you get through these 3. I think I've got a few more in inventory, but probably try to stick with something else to where it's not as confusing. Because I'm trying to be, like I said, as fair as I can. And with all these patches and names from the yesteryears who guys have played for 4 or 5 teams, I think it's better just to kind of stay away from it. So thanks for all for the 3 that are watching. These cards will be added to your stacks if you had any, and we'll catch you all on Twitter here shortly. Have a good night.